my channel, and thank you so much for being here today. It is good to see each and every one of you. Today we're going to be talking about how to reverse dehydrated skin. All right, so before we get started, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. All right, so where this video came to kind of pass is that we were talking in another skincare video about dehydrated skin, and I had said that dry skin is a skin type and dehydrated skin is a skin condition, and I got a ton of questions from you guys and you wanted me to break it down. So I'm going to be doing I'm oily but dehydrated in another video because it's a little bit different. I'm going to be doing just straight dehydrated skin and how to reverse that, okay? So the difference between, I have my notes right here if you're seeing me look down, the difference between dry and dehydrated is kind of what I just said. So dry skin is usually dictated by your genetics. It is a skin type and not a skin condition. So what that tells us is that dry skin really can be improved, but it generally never really goes like away. It can definitely go more towards like baseline, like normal, if you're doing all the right, ingredients and such, but it's not something that's like reversible completely because it is more based on genetics. Now, dehydrated skin, as I've said, is more of a skin condition. It comes to pass from a lot of different things. One is basically like environmental aggressors, pollution, too much sun, lack of a skincare routine, lack of hydration and moisture in your skincare products. It can come from too much alcohol, too much caffeine. It can come from lack of essential fatty acids in your food, bad diet, not enough kind of fresh food. It's a really internal issue, as well as a lack of topical things that you're using on your skin. It also can come from seasonal changes, so weather changes. You in the summer might be more like just kind of more dry normal, but then in the winter you are totally more dehydrated. It doesn't necessarily come from lack of water. The jury's kind of still out on whether your consumption of water internally will come through on the skin. Now, that's not to say that drinking water is very important and amazing for the whole body system. Of course, it is going to benefit the skin all over the body as well. Obviously, that's the face. It really is just, dehydrated skin is not lack of like oil, it's lack of like moisture and hydration in the skin, okay? Because dry skin is more of a lack of sebum production, or our natural oil production in our skin. And so dehydrated is more a lack of water in our skin and more of that hydration in the skin. Dehydrated skin, as I said, is very, very reversible, okay? But it can come and go, so you have to kind of stay on top of it. One way to tell if you're dehydrated is to pinch the skin like this, okay? And if you have kind of crepey skin through in here, where there's a bunch of fine lines and wrinkles and it's just very kind of like crepey looking, that is dehydrated skin. So dry skin is a lack of sebum production, and dehydrated skin is a lack of water, and so that's why there's no bounce. That's why the skin kind of crepes up like that. Hope that makes sense. Some of the signs of dehydrated skin can be obviously lack of elasticity, lack of kind of that youthful bounce to the skin. It can be itchy skin. It can be increased sensitivity of the skin, dull skin, fine lines and wrinkles. It also can, a sign of dehydrated skin is a lack of or a deterioration of our barrier function. And I have done a whole video on barrier function and how to repair that. I will link that video below so you can check that out, because that might be a great place to start when you are trying to fix dehydrated skin. Dehydrated skin can be a big problem for a lot of people, no matter your age at all, okay? But it does have a tendency to hit more in your late 30s and then obviously up through all the ages. It really needs to be addressed on kind of several different levels. First, I will say, is to really start to evaluate your lifestyle choices or your lifestyle habits. It is recommended by many dermatologists and leaders in the field field that if you have dehydrated skin, just actually so very similar to sensitive skin, like, you know, rosacea and things of that, to really watch your caffeine intake, really watch your alcohol intake, okay? And like I always say, no matter what skin concern or skin condition or skin type you have, really think about what you put in your body, because your body is telling you that it is lacking, it's lacking moisture, it's lacking water in the body. And so really making sure that you have a great kind of balance between fresh foods, vegetables, water-rich fruits is really important, like watermelon, cantaloupe, things of that nature. So it's really important to watch that, as well as increasing your food consumption of essential fatty acids. So that can come, obviously, as we know, from fish, nuts, avocados, things of that nature. So really getting that essential fatty acids and antioxidants in the body will really benefit your dehydrated skin. But some topical things that we can do is have a humidifier in the house if you can. We have a whole house humidifier. Or you can make sure that you have like a humidifier next to your bed at night. That's just keeping the air nice and moist, and so it doesn't dry out too much, because when we're in the summer, we use a lot of air conditioning. That dries the skin out. Same goes for the winter with the heater, okay? And then some steps here that you can do. You want to be very careful with this dehydrated skin, because you want to treat it as if it is a sensitive skin condition, okay? Because that's what it basically is. So the first thing you want to do is you want to wash with a very gentle, no fragrance, no alcohols, no aggressive toxic ingredients. Very, very, very gentle, okay? And pick your favorite, honestly. What gentle cleanser, it will be on the front, okay? And just make sure you look at the ingredients. I have another video talking all about how to read ingredient lists, so check that out as well. And again, I'll try to link it in the description box for you guys. But making sure that you do a gentle wash. You can, of course, use an oil-based cleanser at night as well, you know, a double cleanse, but gentle, gentle, gentle. For this skin type, I would skip any harsh toners. So any toners that have alcohol in them, any really aggressive glycolic toners, you want to really be very careful and thoughtful whenever you are trying to go from your next steps. You can definitely exfoliate this skin type, but no physical scrubs, okay? Because your skin is just too, basically too not damaged, but just really too sensitive, and it needs a little bit more of a gentle touch. So no aggressive toners, no aggressive scrubs, like physical scrubs. You can use things like, you know, you've seen me talk about these types of gentle exfoliators. This is the Good Molecules pineapple exfoliating powder. You add water to it, and there's no granules or anything like that, but it will give you a nice exfoliation. That's always great, something of that nature. Many, many companies make them. Yeah, so no aggressive exfoliation, but you still need to exfoliate, because you still need to get that layer of that dry, dead skin off, but just do it gently. And then the third step is to not skip an essence. This is an essence. I know that a lot of people have, like, the jury is out for a lot of people, but it has literally been the one single-handed thing that has changed my skin since the first time I used it several years ago. I will never ever be without an essence. You know how much I love it. I have turned everybody I know onto an essence, and they just can't believe the results. No matter what essence you have, just make sure, again, it has no alcohols in it, no fragrances, it's a moisturizing step. It's a skin prep that, again, is another layer, thin layer of hydration, of moisture that the skin needs, okay? And that can be used morning and night. And then you want to use your serums that are humectants, okay? So anything, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with hyaluronic acid, because some people can use it and some people can't, but hyaluronic acid is a humectant, so that's a good ingredient. I love more, though, beta-glucan. I've talked about this many times. I'll put this in the description box, but beta-glucan is very, very, very similar to hyaluronic acid, but it doesn't have the drying, the possible drying side effects that hyaluronic acid can have for some people. So I really, really love beta-glucan. But of course, if you're using high grade, you know, very good good, ingredient driven serums, a lot of them have humectants in them already. So like for example, Osmosis, a lot of them, Osmosis Truth Treatments, May Love, there are so many other different ones have humectants already in the ingredients, so make sure you take a look at that. But your humectants are going to be the most important for this skin condition to reverse it, okay? And then you want to make sure that you are using some form of vitamin A. For this skin type, I don't necessarily recommend using aggressive prescription tretinoins or retin-A or something of that nature. You need to handle it a little bit more gently. So find a retinol that works with your skin. Of course, you know where I'm going to say Osmosis, all of their vitamin A's are some of my favorite just because they are super gentle. But you pick your favorite, but make sure that that vitamin A is in there for that gentle cell turnover, as well as vitamin A is great, great for this type of skin condition. Lastly, I will say is this type of skin condition needs a moisturizer. Not all skin types or skin conditions need moisturizers, but this one definitely needs something occlusive, especially at night. It needs something occlusive that is like a really great moisturizer. Skin Fix has an amazing, ceramide-driven, peptide-driven moisturizers. I mean, there's so many. I love, the Milk one, Elfin. I have so many. I've already done a whole moisturizer video that you can take a look at as well. But you need to use a moisturizer that has really nice ingredients in it. So they say things like fatty acids, jojoba oil, sunflower oil, just occlusive products in it. And probably it shouldn't be like heavy, like we're thinking cold creams, do you know what I mean? Like back in the day, but something that is pretty occlusive. You can use a lighter version of it during the day and then a little heavier handed at night, just to keep that moisture in, to keep those ingredients in, so that when you wake up in the morning, the skin is more supple and ready to take on the day, all right? I'll leave you with this. Dehydrated skin really is best treated by yourself at home, obviously, but by getting proper facials. Now, I'm not saying that you just spend $1 million on these crazy facials. I'm saying you just need a really great general facial about every 4 weeks. Most estheticians in most places, not everywhere, but in most places now can work because the CDC has set up guidelines and the states have set up guidelines to do it safely. But it doesn't have to be expensive. These facials usually run between $75 to $150. It just depends on where you live, to be honest with you. But you don't need any bells and whistles. What it's going to do is it's just going to give you that really great proper cleanse, proper hydration routine, proper masking routine, and just set yourself up for the next 4 weeks after that. But you don't have to go there. But I'm just saying, if this is something that really bothers you, if your makeup doesn't go on, if you have dry patches, if you're, all of these issues, treat it at home like we just went through those steps, and then maybe treat yourself every 4 to 6 weeks to a simple facial at a reputable place that knows what they're doing. This skin condition actually can be turned around quite quickly within, I'd say, between 2 to 3 months. The skin turns over about every 29 to 30 days. Dehydrated skin is a little bit slower, so that's why it doesn't take too long to get this kind of under control. So I hope this clears that up for you. I hope this helps and gives you tools to combat dehydrated skin inside your own home. And I thank you so much for being here. I'm sending so much love to each and every one of you. I will talk to you soon. Love, guys.